Whoa, it's a beautiful day to do these reactions. Like it before you light it, hit the sub before you hit the bud. This one here is crazy. Don't wish this on nobody. I have daughters, I have female family members, and I wouldn't want this to happen to none of them. But man, I'm pretty sure some lessons can be learned from this video. It's a 2-part video, and I'm gonna go ahead on and cut to the chase. Make sure you sub though.
So I have a very long story for y'all, so it might take 2 parts, but 7 weeks ago I was stabbed 20 times by my ex-boyfriend. This story does not define me, but it has helped me discover my purpose, and it is to help as many people realize that love can turn obsessive and hurtful, leading to trauma and even death. For more context, me and my ex-boyfriend were together for a year and almost 6 months, and we had broken up due to an altercation that led to us physically fighting. Mind you, this man is 6 feet tall, well, almost, and I am 4'10".
At 4'10" and he's 6 feet, why are y'all in physical altercations? That's a much larger man. You are very small. That's a lose-lose situation. That's crazy. I wonder what led up to the altercation.
He had hurt me pretty badly, and I had realized that I've had enough. I was already dealing with verbal abuse. I was just over it. So I was like, all right, like I'm really done with him, and I'm gonna move on. But truly, that was my first ever relationship. So I didn't know how to move on from him. I was super attached. He had continued texting me after our relationship. I would answer him because again I was attached to him, but when we would text, he would show his aggressive behavior, and I would just be like, all right, like, he's not changing. I'm going to block you. I'm going to block you now. So I would block him on text messages, even though he would create fake numbers to text me. Still, I would block those too. I blocked him on Instagram because he had, like, he would continuously call me. And TikTok. So then, the only app I did keep him on was Snapchat because I don't really check my Snapchat like that, so I didn't really care. Like,
Look, my question is, what should she have done? If she blocked him on everything and he keeps contacting her, what's the next step? Does she go to the police to get a restraining order, or like talk to his mama, his daddy if he got one? Like how do you move forward?
it wasn't really an app that I cared about. At the beginning of the relationship, I had given him access, or my login information, to all of those accounts basically. And I had given it to him because he had told me he was cheated on in the past. So he struggled a lot with trust. So in a way, I was trying to prove myself to him by giving him access to those things.
That's a red flag in and of itself. If I were to deal with a woman who told me she'd been cheated on before and that was a request of hers, I'm immediately exiting stage left, bro. Straight up. It's downhill from there. There's never going to be any real trust because it's not built on trust. So I couldn't even do it.
Please never ever do that in your life. Never give anybody access to your personal information and your personal accounts. If someone wants to be in a relationship with you, you guys are just gonna have to build that trust over time. Don't try to make it quick by putting that person on a pedestal and like giving them everything that they basically want just to prove yourself worthy. It doesn't work like that. I also don't understand why Instagram, when someone is in your account, Instagram doesn't tell you that someone is in your account. Unlike Snapchat does tell you, oh, like this person logged into, like, so That would have been really helpful for me. But anyway, July.
Wait, what? Because listen, when I changed phones and I had to log into Instagram with the new phone, it sent me a text message code. So you probably just didn't have on two-factor verification, because if he was already logged in, yeah, it's not going to tell you. But if it's a new login, it's going to tell you if you got two-factor verification on.
19th, 7 weeks ago. I was on the phone with my best friend, and we were basically, just chatting it up. And she was talking about this guy, and then I was talking about this guy that I had just recently met. And, we were, going back and forth on that. And then randomly she goes, oh, well, I've been speaking to boy best friend AI on Instagram. And I'm like, AI? So I was like, all right, I need a third opinion. Let me talk to this AI, because yeah. So I told the AI about my situation with this guy, and lo and behold, I got a text message from someone. My heart dropped to my ass, guys. My heart dropped. But then I felt a little more secure once I seen that it was just him asking to hang out. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was in that 1 month span that we had broken up. I did see him twice or 3 times, because I
am emotionally attached to the dude. That's what it is.
wasn't over him. I was so super attached. I considered him my best friend, guys. He knew everything about me, and I knew everything about him. Or at least I thought I did. And I was just like, okay, yeah, let's hang out. Because he was saying this is going to be the last time we hang out, because he's trying to move on from the relationship. And yeah. All right. So I have a very...
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. So I guess I'm going to have to go to...
I was stabbed 20 times by my ex-boyfriend 7 weeks ago. Part 2. So like I had said,
I gotta admit, part 1 was a bunch of nothing, really. She could have really just told us this in part 1, honestly.
I had gotten a text message from you know who. I go to check what it's saying, and it's just him being like, can we hang out? I had agreed to hang out because it felt like just another hangout since a breakup, because we had hung out. I go to pick him up, and he was staying at his mom's house. Right up from his mom's house was a park and a trail. So he gets in the car, and he's like, oh, can we go to this one trail? It's low-key kind of far from here, but can we go? And then I was like, well, no, because I'm meeting up with my best friend. Let's just go to the trail and park here. And he's like, all right, fine. We get there, and we get down from the car, and everything's pretty normal. I'm talking to him things are normal, and yeah. As soon as we step in the trail, he's like, did you meet someone else? Did you do something with anybody else? And I'm like, he read the conversation with the AI.
Damn. Well, you already know he read all of that, and now he didn't put his cards out there. We know what type of time he on. This is crazy. She said she went to his mother's house. No parents' house, just a mother. Bruh, I don't be wanting to pick on people who didn't grow up with no daddy, bruh, but a lot of men who didn't grow up with a daddy are very overly emotional, dog. And stabbing a woman 20 times is some emotional ass shit, bro. It is what it is. I couldn't stab no woman, let alone put my hands on no woman, because my daddy would look at me differently. He wouldn't respect me as a man. That's important. A man got to have a role model that he's afraid to let down. And when you grow up with a single mother, bro, I'm sorry. Sometimes they let shit fall through the crack. Straight up, I'm sorry. It's certain things that your daddy not going to tolerate as a man, bro. And it hit different when a man look at you like you's a bitch, as opposed to your mama, bro. It hit different, bro.
But the last thing on my mind was that he was going to try to kill me. So I was like, can we just talk about this when we're all chill? Because we were supposed to garden, so you know. And he was like, all right. We go up a little further in the trail and we find this rock. It's a pretty big rock. I sit down on the rock and then he asks me again, did you meet someone? I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like, yeah, like I met someone. And he's like, all right. And like gets quiet and like backs up from like me. And then I'm like staring off into like the basketball court at the park, and he asks when, and I'm like why is this relevant? Like this has nothing to do with it. Like, and I say that to him. I'm like, why do you want to know? But when I said that, why do you want to know? I was still staring off at the basketball court, and he goes, and I quote, "Bitch, 'cause I already know everything. I still have all your login information." Um, and read that conversation between you and the AI. I'm like, and as I turn to look at him, he's pulling out a knife.
Damn. I know she must have felt like Ricky and Boys in the Hood when they had to write, the drop on them. Like that heart stop, everything goes to slow motion and everything, bro. I know that's what was going through her mind, dog. You know what I'm saying? A life or death situation, bro. I don't know what she could have possibly done in that situation. Just try to haul ass. Probably wasn't going to be able to outrun him. You wasn't going to be able to overpower him. He's 6 foot, you 4'11", 4'10". However, man, this is just a sad situation right here.
I'm like, okay, like why do you have that? Like I'm literally like, what the fuck? Like why do you have that? And then the last thing I hear him say to me clearly is, I'm sorry. He launches at me. I try to run, but he catches up to me pretty fast. And next thing you know, I'm on the ground. Screaming, yelling for help, kicking, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, like I thought he was missing because my adrenaline was so powerful. I didn't feel a single stab wound.
Damn.
And I'm just like yelling and screaming and like kicking him. And then eventually he like drops the knife. Like because I kicked him, so like I made him drop it. And then I start running for my life. I'm literally like running for help and screaming. And this is when I first looked down, and then I realized that I'm bleeding. So I'm like, shit, like he did get me. We were in the forest. So of course I trip over something, and he catches up to me again, and he's on top of me again, stabbing me.
Ooh.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm just screaming and like doing everything to fight like him off. And eventually he drops the knife again. This time I grab the knife and I start booking it. I start running. I remember I didn't have my phone or my keys, my car keys. So I didn't even care about that. I was just worried about my safety. And I'm yelling and I'm running. How I had the power to do all that, I don't know. But eventually I turn around and I see him running the way we came in through, which was like the opening of the trail. And I'm running towards the basketball court. And I'm yelling, asking for help. I'm just thinking to myself, like, is this really my last day on earth? Like, oh my gosh, am I really gonna die? And then I continue yelling, and then I see someone like yell out, "Hey, are you okay?" And then at that time, I yell out, "No, I'm not." And then and then like I like lay myself down on the floor. At this time I really like got the time to look at my wounds, and like all the blood, and all I smelt was blood. All I saw was blood. It was the craziest thing ever, but never did I lose faith. The first thing I did was start praying to God. I started like thinking like my family, like how will they live without me? And I was just like praying. I'm just like, no, like this is not my last day here. Like, no, I'm not gonna die. And then after like 2 minutes, I don't know why it took them that long to get to me, but the like people came up to me and were like, oh, like who did this to you and all that. I told them, and then the next time I told them was like, please pray for me, please just pray for me. And then they were like, yes, we're gonna pray for you. And guys, I am here because of God.
They talking about who did this to you. Let's try to get the girl to the hospital. Call an ambulance or something. You know what I mean? Bro, I got into a fight, bro, and like I got cut real bad and I didn't even know I was cut. It took me to see blood all over my shirt for me to realize I was cut. So when she said that, I felt that one, bro. That adrenaline be rushing, bro. You don't even realize you hurt. I'm dead ass serious, dog. I'm mixing on dude. He fucked me up, bro. I ain't gonna lie. And I didn't even realize I was bleeding like that, dog. I didn't realize how bad it was until I got to the hospital, bro. This happened when I was like 19 or 20 years old, bro. So young, just like that. So this story definitely resonated. Now, the dude wasn't trying to delete me or nothing. It was on some. I was whooping him bad, bro. That's what it was. And he thought I was about to. He literally thought it was a family member, bro. He thought I was about to kill his ass. So I forgave him or whatever. But man, this is crazy right here.
Nobody can tell me otherwise. I am here because I am a miracle of God. God was by my side that whole time. I owe God my whole life. What's also really crazy to me is that that whole time I was awake. I was awake until I got into the surgery room and they put me under anesthesia. Like, so I had to go under two surgeries, both lasting more than 5-6 hours. And I have severe injuries like everywhere, literally, well, everywhere. And then like I have my knees, but due to this, I have not been able to work. My mom has not been able to work because she's been taking care of me. The only person working is my sister, and she's 16 years old. Um, Me and my family did start a GoFundMe, asking for help from literally anybody, for literally anything. Anything will help. And I am so grateful to just even be speaking over this instead of, like people having to speak over this situation for me. I am so grateful to be alive, and I am so grateful to be sharing my story, and that maybe you will take the story into consideration if you are experiencing similar experiences. Like, domestic violence happens so much, and it starts off small, but it can always lead to bigger things. So please take care of yourself and your family members, and don't ever take domestic violence as a joke. Thank you.
Yo, man, I don't know what her GoFundMe is, dog, but she seems like a real sweet girl. She a baby, bro. Like, she really a baby, dog. This is crazy, man. This is her GoFundMe. I guess I'll leave a link in the comments just in case any of y'all feel compelled to send her some money or whatever, bro. I'm not one of them incel niggas on the internet constantly complaining about women and shit. I live in a real world. I know some good women. I know some shitty women. You know, at the end of the day, I judge them, on a case by case thing or whatever. I'm not too far gone to have empathy for people, bro. But like, this is crazy. She comes off like a sweet girl to me, bro. I ain't saying she perfect. I don't know the altercation that she spoke about early in the video. I don't know what sparked that altercation, that physical altercation. I don't know. She could have told the dude he was a bitch ass nigga, or that doesn't make it right neither way. But what I'm trying to say is it could be a whole lot of gaps in this story. Like she could be painting herself to be the victim, but she would have been the aggressor. Who knows, bro? But at the end of the day, she did get stabbed 20 times. And we going off of her word. We don't know his side of the story, as if there is any side of the story. But one thing I will say is this, man, the fact that she's only with her mother, bro. I'm telling y'all right now, man, when a woman has a strong man around, a strong father, these kind of things become a lot more rare. I'm not gonna say they don't happen, because we've all heard stories of this happening, even if her dad is present. But I'm telling you right now, a lot of boys would not put their hands on women if they knew that their girl daddy would kill them. Straight up. Period. You think you finna go put your hands on on Terrence Crawford daughter if he meets you the first day and say, look, bro, I don't give a damn how bad my daughter how mad she make you. You put your hands on her, you know what's gonna happen to you. Man, that boy gonna have that in the back of his mind, bro. And if he do cross that line, it's gonna be a small percentage that he does cross that line. But if he do, he really crazy, and he deserves what happens to him. But I just noticed that when it comes to like predators in general, they go after the weak, the people who don't have nobody strong looking after them. Period. It is what it is, man. But guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I gotta go cut this grass, man. I'ma holler at y'all.